Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. 2022 GSL Season 1 Code S.
Sometimes I hunt for the storm just to weather it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Group E of the GSL Code S. We're getting to the twilight here in the this round of the tournament, Artosis. Yeah, we go on to the next phase.
That's right. One group remains in the round of 20 before we go to that very exciting new format with the round of 10. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a nice day today. We do have kind of some crazy news about the group. Bunny broke his arm.
Yeah.
And if you don't play your matches, you don't win prize money. So he is going to be playing his matches today, but he's going to be doing so with a broken arm.
And I believe, did we figure out what arm it is? Oh, happy birthday, Artosis!
Thank you.
How old are you now, Artosis?
Well, my birthday is in 2 days, so I mean we won't be here, but 39.
39.
39.
Damn. Still gaming.
And I was only 15 when we started GSL, so guys, don't you feel old.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on another year of life, Artosis.
I hope to have many more.
Yeah. I think you've got to have many more ladder games to grind out. Many more casts to go. Yeah, man. But other than the Artosis birthday news, Bunny does have a broken arm. We didn't figure out, is it the right or the left arm? I'm not sure.
Know.
I think I asked production, but I might have spaced out when they gave me the answer. But either way, I don't think there's, this game is definitely one that needs working arms, so we're going to see how he plays. He may cheese.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of proxy racks today.
And I would imagine he might not have the stamina to last a very long match.
Dude,
I mean, I've had
arm.
issues with my wrists and hands and stuff, and I mean, it's very tough, but an arm, I would imagine that's almost in some ways worse.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's worse than the wrist, but it's all connected, tasteless.
I'm a doctor, and this is medical advice and financial advice, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just see how he plays. He may play as if we don't, as if he never had an injury at all. We're not, we don't have the specifics of his medical condition, but it is something to mention in case the games do look a bit weird.
Yeah.
So to start this off, Cure versus Trap.
Yeah, Cure versus Trap. I think these two are definitely the favorites of the group now.
Yes.
I mean,
the herO's back here. Yeah, excuse me. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. How long do I have to cast this?
I don't even know.
The moment I said I looked at Artosis with my eyes raised like, oh no. Sorry, guys. All GSL players apparently look the same.
Well, I'm giving you guys a little tool. This is how you talk to people you're not listening to, is you just parrot back the last thing they say.
Oh, sure. Yeah, anyway.
That's what I do in I'm like, yeah, tasteless. It's as PvP. That's sick.
That's so funny.
But yeah, Cure is in really, really great shape right now.
Right.
He is looking really fantastic. He finally has a GSL championship. But in herO's defense, Protoss is doing very poorly right now. And literally every time it's doing very poorly, and all of our good Protosses are having a hard time, herO comes in and cheeses his ass off and kills everybody and has a good result. Like, this actually happens regularly. You can, listen, again, financial advice. herO's going to advance today.
herO today, first of all, it's good to have him back here. He's finished off his military service. He's looking strong. The question is now, how's he going to perform? As Artosis said, Protoss has had a hard time. But herO's very good at kind of cheesing his way to safety. The problem is it does seem like with the new balance patch, there are less opportunities to cheese. But we'll see, man.
But maybe that makes more opportunities for herO to cheese because you don't expect them.
Could be the case, guys. This is game one in Group E, Cure versus herO, to start off our evening.
2022 GSL Season 1.
And in other news, Cure's arm is also broken, and he will be cheesing all night as well. So I think we're skipping the player intros. We've got a SCV being jettisoned to the
Jettison.
Man, I'm mixing it up.
Jettisoned right out of the Terran airlock.
Tasteless, did you bring your caster thesaurus here today? Because, I mean, your vocab is killing it. I mean, what is your caster vocab SAT score today?
It's pretty high. So yeah, nice little proxy racks. I want to see, like, it's cool to... Kira is always someone that mixes it up really well, or he has been for the last, like, year or so.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but I'm actually really interested in what herO brings today because, like I mentioned, I have a lot of faith in him right now. 2 gas here for Kira, so obviously going to be following up with that factory. See how far he goes down that rabbit hole of tech.
And I got to say, I didn't think Kira was going to open up like this in a best of 3. I mean, I think any good Terran player is going to have this as one of the openings to bring into a large group like this, but I'm kind of surprised to see him open up like this and then to see it's actually herO who's throwing down a Nexus immediately.
Yeah, that is interesting. He's going to have that Reaper up there pretty damn quick, and, you know, no Zealot being made or anything like that.
Gonna get a bunker in the back here.
Very
You've seen
likely.
that be popular. Oh, a bunker in plain sight.
Yeah. Will be as annoying as he can be there. The second pylon's actually the main base, so you can't really do the shield battery that we see a lot of the time against this. So that's a little bit annoying. In fact, where that pylon is placed makes me think that he had tech he wanted to hide back there. And of course, that plan is partially ruined.
Well, he's going to have
micro,
to deal
by the
with
way.
this first. Wow, that could have been much worse had that been killed off. So that's going to get out and regen. More Reapers are being made. But he needs to wait a little bit before he sends that one out. The SCV is going to hide inside the bunker. And again, herO's not going to really get to let his strategy blossom here until he can get rid of the nuisance that is these Reapers with the bunker, the SCV to repair if need be.
Yeah, now some nice micro coming out. Getting the Stalker shots off, not really taking much damage here on the Stalker. Goes up and chases down that probe. Very nice, but he's going to lose one. Oh my God, are you kidding
No,
me?
nothing's been closer in the whole universe.
That is wild.
We need to see that in slow motion.
Dude, that's closer than a chemical bond between 2 atoms.
That was insane how close that was. Wow, instant cancel here on the command center. That doesn't seem like that should have been intentional, or am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy. I don't, like, that was pretty
One
far
adept.
along to cancel against 1 adept. Does feel like a little bit much.
Sometimes when you're really playing fast, you know, you might end up just inputting.
He just doesn't want to put up with that. Like, he doesn't want, like, he's making mines in a medevac, so maybe he's like, well, I just want to do a medevac drop really badly. I don't know, man. It's really weird.
Here's pretty out of control here.
Yeah.
With these Reapers basically zoning the Stalkers back so they can't even damage the bunker.
look at this.
Immediately goes up into the main. Bunker salvaged. Probe's getting killed.
Unstoppable, man.
Inadvertently scouts the Twilight Council as well. I mean, this is a rough start here for herO. But with that being said, we did see a command center. Maybe it was force canceled. Maybe you're right. Maybe he just decides, okay, better off to not even waste the money trying to get this.
Yeah.
And instead just go into the drop and have a command center made safely.
Like, you're going to have to leapfrog a lot of mines down the ramp to try to get it. He is going for a quick armory here, so it looks like he really wants to focus on these Widow Mine drops. Still felt weird, though. That it was far enough along, you feel like you want to fight for that. It's probably the cheapest cancel herO ever gotten on anything.
Yeah. The MVP, 1 adept, forcing a command center to cancel. They will sing songs of him long after we're all gone. No adept has committed such heroism. So, he basically can't drop right now. Not over into the natural, not without risking losing the medevac and the Widow Mines, but this does create a pin where it's hard for the Protoss to kind of move out, which when you're going for Stalkers with Blink, and I don't know if this is what herO had planned before the game, but once we got into the game and things got crazy, this is what he's doing now, and he may have been forced to do that is what I'm trying to imply here. And so, you know, he's gonna have to keep those Stalkers back here, which means they can't be harassing. He does have more stalkers in the main in case there's a secondary medevac, although I don't see one on the map right now. Instead, it looks like hero's just going to stay back and focus on development.
Looks like 4-gate Prism here into charge. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I think hero's going to get pretty aggressive. I mean, he's been really slowed down, so far from Kira's opener. Look at these mines being put out in the middle of the map. Might be able to Gumiho this Prism.
He could. We have charge lots coming here with the Templar Archives powered up on 2 bases, although we may have a third in a second here with the amount of minerals that are being banked up.
Look at the amount of gates coming up, Templar Archives. Like, hero is just going for it. He's pushing all of his chips into the center of the table, Tasteless.
Yeah. So the medevac's still ready, basically waiting for the Protoss to start to become active on the map so that you can come in. And unfortunately, it's a poorly placed medevac because it's in vision range. Honestly, if you see a medevac not moving with an observer, it's like really ideal because all you got to do is keep one eye on that.
Yeah.
And the moment that it actually starts to move out, you immediately know things are on the move and you can come in there and punish that.
Prism picks up 4 stalkers there. It seems like Kira's pretty well defended here. I don't think you're going to find much damage
I
with
think
this
this
right
is
now.
really a circumstance where he just knows he can do something with this medevac, so he might as well try to kill a turret, maybe this Marauder, not even the Marauder, but, you know, trying to get something done. Oh, that was sick.
Yeah, feedback into the snipe there. Picks off the mine before it can actually burrow as well. Nicely done by hero. He does have a pretty good amount of supply right now. Has his... Well, there's no, like, probes at the third. Is there Tasteless?
No, not yet. Another gateway coming, Storm about to finish. Maybe he never intended to make the probes to actually fill that in. Maybe it's kind of a weird aesthetic,
Yeah.
for lack of better words, where you make the Nexus, but don't bother to fill it up, but instead spend the extra minerals on gateways to try to fill that up.
Sure.
And basically flood them.
Those placeholder nexuses.
But to be honest, you know, a flood on a 2-base powered up Terran is one of the harder floods to pull off.
Mines, bunker, siege tank on high ground. It seems difficult to break this, but hero does have a lot of supply. He has a big army. Let's see what he can get done. Here we go, charging in. Auto turrets going out. Beautiful auto turrets. My God, they just rip up everything. Trying to get some storms off and can't do it. Production tab empty for Protoss, full for Terran. Not a good situation here.
Yeah, just really no way he's going to be able to get in there. I think this would have made more sense with a third base. By the way, probes are now being made to try to fill up that location. But, you know, some of this I feel goes back to like RTS 101, or at least StarCraft RTS 101, where, you know, a player on 3 bases can never flood a player with less spaces, right? Like if you're way ahead and the game's kind of had a normal tempo, even though that Nexus wasn't used, I mean, the reality is it's not like Kira had a command center he also didn't use on his side of the map. So, you know, and Terran overall are very good at being kind of hunkered down. Oh no, is he going to get anything out in time?
Well, he might get a decent hit. 4 kills, not bad. Recall at the natural.
At least 5, maybe more. 7. Oh, and I'm sorry.
He's not done, Tasteless.
I thought that was the last Widow Mine, so there's going to be one more coming in here.
Well,
damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, very successful drops here. 10 probes going down. Floating over his own 3rd command center now. Under, like, there's no way he's going to take any damage. He even has ghosts out here to EMP. Decent sized storms, but really this is not looking super hot for hero. He doesn't have that many workers. His army is smaller. He doesn't have upgrades.
It was a pretty out there play to make the 3rd Nexus not make probes and then try to stampede over.
Well, he clearly wanted it a lot earlier. I think he was trying to go 2-gate blink obs into 3rd, and then the mine drop came and screwed him up after the initial, you know, couple of Reapers in the bunker. Now that's
really good.
My God.
That was so crazy good.
If hero was controlling that army, he couldn't have gotten more damage on it.
Yeah, literally, actually. Well, the medevacs do have a little bit of energy left, but not that much. And it looks like now the fight's actually going to come. He tries to chase him down, doesn't snipe the tank, but nearly kills it off.
Yeah, let's see what he can make happen at this point. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh boy, it's pretty bad for herO, man. Like, he has half of a good engagement, then everything gets EMP'd and killed by mines, and he loses all of his probes to a Raven. Doesn't even try to move him. I think we're actually going to see GG in a second.
Yeah, this is becoming a bit of a disaster.
There's
here.
no reason, like, to stay at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
He's got nothing. He has no upgrades. He has no economy.
He's going to push it back a little bit further. The EMPs are going to nuke those Archons pretty easily. And, I mean, yeah, that's it. You were right, Artosis. herO needs to tap out. Cure needs to get that win and get one more to move on. One of the odder games we've casted this year, would you agree?
Yeah, there was a couple things that kind of caught me off guard there. Like, Cure messed with herO. I guess the cancel was good because he got his mines out, and the mines really screwed everything up for herO. Like, he blocked the cloak finish just in time that he could block the third base for a while. You know, he got some probes and everything. He kept herO back. herO tried to do some sort of counterattack. It didn't work. So, well done from Cure. I don't think that that's necessarily what everything will look like, but Cure has a really good way of getting aggressive against aggressive players in this matchup, and it works out well for him because, like you said, right, like he's sitting there kind of powering on 2 base after a nice aggressive opener, and it's hard for anyone to do anything to him at that point.
Yeah. Guys, game 2, Glittering Ashes is where we go next. Right now, Cure with a 1-0 lead over herO.
2022 GSL Season 1. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure.
Oh.
Oh?
Yeah, there's
Dragon Phoenix Gaming,
sorry.
herO.
There's an SCV on the map. Again, moving out. So this could be the same Reaper build once more.
Could be, could be. herO's got a dead serious look on his face.
Yeah. Sometimes players that are known for doing a lot of kind of crazy all-ins, you know, or doing really aggressive stuff, one of the best ways to play against them is to actually be even more aggressive. Because you sort of, one thing that's like advantageous, and I've practiced a lot of cheese builds, so I know from experience, is like one of the nice things about being really good at a cheese build is that you pretty much start to map out all the possibilities pretty quickly. Did they stop this? Okay, let's do that. What's the 1 or 2 things I can't afford to let happen? And you sort of get to zoom in this very specific set of instances in a game. But what can happen to somebody that does a lot of cheese plays is that if you actually cheese them or attack them, you off-put all the knowledge they had about the cheese they're trying to do. Then they get put into a position where they're very much having to react to you. And if you've also practiced, you know, this aggressive play against the aggressive player, you're kind of taking control back in the game, so to speak.
Yeah. I definitely agree. And the mapping out of it is a good point, but I think also a lot of cheeses are just designed to punish someone that's doing like a normal build.
Right.
But when you're cheesing and your opponent's cheesing, like, you know, just getting lots of units early, it just gives your opponent more play, you know?
Right.
And that's just super helpful. Like, if you just have extra units, you don't have the command center, it's like, all right, so I can fight you at least.
And also, you don't even have to fully cheese, just do something aggressive that sort of interferes with what they're doing, like this eBay block even, because whether they kill the eBay or not, they're going to get answers. Now, things are speeding up pretty quickly here, so I was theorizing, but already we're kind of getting to the bones of what's going to happen in this game. The eBay denied, but more importantly, the Oracle is going to be inbound here just outside of the main base. The Terran's in now.
Yeah, and we're going to have a Hellion drop over on the other side. Kind of funny, because he put the pylon down at the natural, so I think he was trying to sell a Void Ray Rush, but that's, you know, with the way shield batteries are and Void Rays are right now, it's like much less strong. So we'll see what the Oracle can get done. I like the idea from herO to kind of fake it out in this way, but I think this Hellion drop is going to be devastating. More so than an Oracle.
Yeah. The Oracle, in fact, not even getting any kills yet, just grazes through the main.
And I think he knows things are missing. It's a good thing to bring this home to not even turn it on yet. Because he's not sure what's about to happen. But he's not going to like it.
I don't think so, Artosis. Immediately, the medevac is going to be sent out. Oracle should see this, but it's going to be the same time the drop comes, and so not much of intel there.
Yeah, flying around here with these Hellions, going after the probes in the main mineral line. The two Stalkers did block a little bit, so definitely saved himself some possible damage. 7 probes. Not bad.
Yeah, definitely a little victory there for even keeps the medevac alive. It's tagged, but more importantly, it's still in the game. It can generate more threats later on. He's going to abandon the Hellion, and look at this little Widow Mine. This is a great way to take use of this after the tagging of the medevac, because there's a chance that more Oracles might fly right by that and get punished.
Yeah, absolutely. No reason not to go check it out, right? See what's going on with it. Is it still there? Is it still producing? But he's got 3 Oracles. So, yeah, that's a lot of potential damage, especially when you know that there's, like, no Viking and no factory units at home yet. So that's, look at the amount of damage already dealt. Really nicely done here from herO.
So, it's been, a bit of a back and forth here. Important to note that we don't have a command center landed over here yet for Cure. So he's not getting, all the perks of having a second base. And it's not going to be easy for him to retake that because of the tech that he went for, which is medevacs and Hellions and Widow Mines that can't really walk up and fight Oracles. And I mean, Marines can fight Oracles, but you got to be careful because the damage spikes on both sides very quickly, but especially with Oracles, where if you start to take a fight that you can't win, you'll lose everything very fast. But
3 is a magic number as well, right?
Yeah.
One-shot Marines, one-shot SCVs, so really useful set of units here from herO, and he gets a ton of damage done.
There are Widow Mines out on the map, and, I think herO is certainly not going to be ready. If he just right-clicks back at home, he might just run right through a mine. So we want to keep that in the back of our minds as well as this game picks up.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Boosting in now with 3 mines. There's only 2 Stalkers here. Oh boy.
Oh my god, he's not pulling anything!
Well, that's a huge amount of damage.
12 kills on workers, and I didn't actually see how many Stalkers. Was that, what, 1 or 2 or something?
1 Stalker dead and 12 probes, so ridiculously strong. It's funny, though, because he's still up 12 workers after that.
Yeah.
Like, that shows how far ahead these Oracles really got him. Don't forget, like, the Hellions got, what, 7? It's kind of crazy, but, you're sitting there on 1 command center, maybe not producing probes nonstop, and this is what it looks like.
It's such a huge disparity to have 1 base versus 2.
Yeah.
It might seem like not a big deal because it's early on in the game, but you literally have twice, or at least the opportunity to harvest twice as much at once. But let's see how these next few attacks go. And it seems like herO's really stepped it up, his defense, but still 3 more probes are dropped. We have a small number of Marines with medevacs inbound here. It looks like, I thought they were going to go for the starport, but I think he might not have seen that yet.
Yeah, it's possible. It's kind of surprising if he has not, but might not want to even show what he's doing out on the map anyways.
Sure.
In fact, he's going to boost out of vision range of these in-flying Oracles in Phoenix. So that double medevac drop has some real potential for damage, but at the same time, this little counterattack coming up. Well, I mean, there's enough energy on those Oracles. They can add a lot of damage here. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for herO. I like it.
Okay, this is actually pretty sick here. herO's just bypassed all the defense over there at the main entry, and the Stalkers are high enough in number, they can really kill a lot. At the same time, though, we have Medic Marine hitting the 3rd base.
The Oracles are running out of energy, it looks like, so SCVs and Marines just fighting against these Stalkers now. He will have to get out of here. A lot of damage dealt on both sides. herO going for even more here into the natural. I think a good choice since he is a bit behind.
Yeah, he's going to come in here and just kill off anything he can. Great targeting, but also great blinking here from herO.
this. He's actually picking off some Stalkers as well. Very nicely done. Picks up what he can and will run out of here. Phoenix chasing him down. Kind of a crazy game. Look at the worker count now. Kira finally does take that worker lead after all of this. They have really hurt each other. But look at herO's army supply as well. 43 to 19. That's a huge difference.
I mean, bruised and battered, they're going to move on into this game. It doesn't look like anybody's got, I think, a clear, definitive lead just yet. You know, there's been more shots taken, more jabs given in this game. But herO's going to, oh, excuse me, he's going to pull back. I thought he was actually going to move out and try to do another big attack. And I'm not sure where the Terran is exactly back at home. You know, he sent his his Marines and Medivacs out.
That is M&M.
Yeah, I guess it is. You're right.
Marauders as well, mines. I mean, just about everything.
It's actually a very safe way to cast this. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the larger, more complex it is, it could be like M&M. But
4M.
I mean, the point I was trying to make, though, is that, you know, there might not be that much infantry-wise here to defend an all-out attack on the entrance, but herO thinks twice about it, pulls back.
Yeah. He did have a lot more army supply there, but at the same time, he does have 3 Nexuses, so he can refill that worker count pretty quickly. The main problem I think I am seeing here is we're getting way better technicality here from Kira, so he's going to scale quite a bit better than just, like, some oracles plus blink and charge.
Right.
Like, we don't have a forge going, we don't have any immortals, disruptors, Colossi on the way, Psystorm on the way, nothing like that. So, you know, when Kira actually hits the critical mass, which I don't think is going to be that far off, it could be a little bit difficult for here to deal with.
Okay, so the oracles come in, and nice job here, going to target these reactors. I think a safe thing to attack into. Whoa. Big. What?
Wow.
This is like one of the weirdest little engagements I've seen. It was like herO played it safe, and then Kira tried to pull the trigger and got completely out-controlled here, and now these oracles, I mean, luckily for them, they can only attack if they have mana, but, I mean, that's a ton of damage.
Looks like the Phoenix catches an incoming drop there, so nicely done. Prism on the way right now. But yeah, look at the production tabs. I think that when you see it like this, you know that it's not super healthy for Protoss. Like, he's going to need to make something happen. He does have a lot more army supply right now, so there's definitely a possibility there, but it's just not going to scale well. No splash damage, no upgrades. We're going to have ghosts soon here, as well as 1-1.
That is true. I mean, Stalkers can do wonders if they can take certain fights and maybe snipe Medivacs that are full of units, but the reality is that, yeah, Terran is developing into a more sophisticated mid-game composition here, and if Kira can simply amass enough, he's going to be in great shape, but Kira's got to be careful. You see these little isolated groups of units like this out on the map, and if they get wiped out, it's going to be a considerable percentage of Kira's main army when he wants to do that main push.
And look at that, a nice scan shows Kira that he is definitely coming. The SCVs come up to help repair it. That might not end up being enough. Does power through that bunker, but some good DPS coming out of Kira. The SCV's on stop position here to try to block a little bit. Looks like they will end up joining the fight. Is there going to be enough here to hold on for Kira, though? His supply is plummeting.
I think he's got it. GG, we're tied up 1-1 as herO takes that win. I think ending that the way he wanted game 1 to end.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there was a whole lot that happened in that game.
Yeah, there was so much damage.
You could make a whole movie about what went on in that very short match, to be honest.
Well, what about 2 movies back-to-back, Tasis? Because that's a GSL Code S day.
What about one movie like this, and then we remake it 15 years later, okay?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, this one's worse. This one's like all the new remakes.
Yeah.
This one goes right up there with the new Ghostbusters movie.
So, I mean, this this game was so crazy back and forth with the amount of damage they were dealing to each other, like really hard to read the situations. But you saw the killer instinct from herO, right? Like,
yeah,
he didn't have anything else going on other than this attack, but he got up to it and he pulled it off.
Yeah, he leaned into really basic tier 1 units, but had more numbers and, you know, carried a lot of the small assaults from Cure. Cure staying on 2 bases, but sacrificing a lot to kill workers. Didn't pay off in the long run. Guys, game 3's ready. Let's see who wins.
2022 GSL Season 1. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, herO.
Okay. This is the first time the first barracks from Cure is going to be in the main base.
Yeah, mixing it up a bit. I like it. And look at this, herO, 2 gates. I love it. This is what I want to see out of him. This is what I expected tonight, is just crazy off-the-wall builds over and over. That first game was a fluke. Like, he accidentally made a Nexus. Like, what was he even doing?
Yeah, we were in the wrong timeline there.
Yeah. Like, oh, slow down their stats.
You guys safely take a 3rd base and defend it and win with good macro play and good scouting? What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, herO should have something pretty explosive to start things off with the, you know, double gate.
I'm very interested to see what he's going to do with the double gate.
It's also funny to see that even though, you know, one game herO wins, the other he loses, he's tried 2 times now to basically force victories with huge throngs of tier 1 units into the Terran's natural, which, by the way, is not a normal way to win this matchup right now.
But maybe it should be.
Maybe Terran's being a little bit too active and being too try-hard with their harass. You can just defend it and then be like, no, I'm not really worried about getting Immortals out right now. I'm actually just going to attack into you, and you will never have enough SCVs to stop your bunker from dying to my Stalker shots. And my Zealots have charge, and we're just going to kind of overwhelm you.
That's right. Yeah, they got sweaty medevacs, man. Just go kill them.
Yeah.
That's it. that's the way. Okay, a couple of Adepts coming out. He does have more Adepts coming, so kind of a funny opener here. Like 4 Adepts into Nexus. Comes up. There is a command center almost done in that main base, so it's not like... You might look at this and think that this is some sort of like cheesy build from Cure, but it's really not. He's playing very safely.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically designed to generate the image of maybe a threat coming here, but I think when you come up here and you see a bunker and, you know, nothing else, you're probably pretty confident.
This is kind of a funny thing we're watching, huh? The Adepts really utilizing that slight bit of range to try to pick off this reactor.
It's also become a situation where it's like herO ends up calling the bluff. Yeah. And now we're watching what is clearly a Terran that went eco, staying back and actually going to lose. No way, that lives? You gotta, what? All right. That was one of the weirdest exchanges I've ever seen.
Yeah, this was...
It's like, he didn't kill it and then ran back, but then Cure didn't repair it.
Then he shaded away while running back up.
Then herO's like, no, I'm gonna get it. Then it burned down anyways. All right.
Yeah, really a very different... Are we gonna see a Phoenix here? Yes! Oh, I love it, Tasteless.
Adept Phoenix, man.
Adept Phoenix. It definitely is not in style, and people finally do know how to play against it, so it doesn't seem like something that should work. Let's see if he gets Glaives, though. Like, it might... Okay, it's more Adepts. It's definitely Adept Phoenix. So, basically, guys, this is a very old build from, like, I want to say, was it 2016? That this was super powerful in. Because you just kind of jump on your opponent if they come out. Oh, he goes Oracle after a single Phoenix. So, never mind. Okay. Not entirely sure what we're looking at now. I thought it was going to be the Adept Phoenix, but we don't see a Twilight. We don't see additional Phoenixes. So it looks like the Phoenix is just here maybe for a lift. Lift one of those Adepts over the depot. Like, yeah, lift and cancel real quick so it keeps its forward momentum.
You gotta make him lift and then, like, start a 360.
Yeah.
He just... He hurls it like a discus. Just...
I don't think he's going to find anything here.
Yeah, but
the 7 Adepts, like, they're not that useful if they don't do anything.
But it's been thematic with herO's play overall to kind of try to crunch the Terran in what they would normally think is actually a completely safe way to play. He's trying to, like, push the limits of that.
Yeah.
And come in here and kind of almost Koopa stomp him.
Yeah, he was definitely looking for that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, that fake out worked, I guess. Yeah, it's a strange one. I like the Oracle ad right there. It was like a very unexpected time for an Oracle, and a lot of those were damaged from all the Adept play before. What?
Oh, I can't believe that.
I think he meant to, though.
Well, he wasn't in a position to make it work, but, I mean, hold on. Let's see what the Oracles get now.
Yeah. I mean, he's killing some SCVs. Killing a few units here and there.
I mean, none of the Oracles are lost, or the Phoenix. I mean, he did kill 10, 11 now.
Yeah, I think that the main thing is the Adepts just ridiculously don't scale. Like,
that's true. You might
once
as well
you hit a
try
certain supply of Terran, the Adepts like almost don't exist.
Yeah, they're like the roaches of Protoss or something.
But
like,
even worse.
Yeah.
Like, they're. I mean, there are situations where occasionally you can see them later on in the game with the main part of an army. But yeah, like I think he was just like, well, this is the best we're gonna do, and he created I can't even speak. He created a diversion for his Oracles to come in.
There you go. Yeah, he did. In all seriousness. We gotta do our cat. Remember we used to like before we casted.
We used to do a lot of things before we casted.
Well, now we need to go back.
Yeah.
I have had casts where I'm like, my mouth is tired or something. Like I didn't do my mouth stretches.
Every now and then I feel really stupid in a cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not every time.
No, not every time. Luckily. You gotta have that confidence. Whether it's real or not.
Yeah. Terran is going to push out. And remember that Protoss went for Adepts, so, you know, it's not like they were, investing in the best army the entire time. They wanted to trade off. So what we got to figure out is, does herO have the right composition to hold this off now?
Well, I think it's going to come down
I don't think
to
he
no.
has. Yeah, I think he doesn't. Simply put, well,
I think, like, if you attack right this second, he'll beat it. But we see that scan go down and Kira pulls back because it's like a pure charge lot army. It's 23 charge lots. So that's very scary when they get around an army that looks like this. But that, again, there's scaling issues.
correct.
Right, where you get a critical mass and suddenly they don't.
What about boys issues?
Oh, you pull the boys? That's one way to do it, yeah. The young men have been pulled, Tasteless.
Gather them up. So the SCVs are meant to sponge the damage from the Zealots. Or normally the Zealots are meant to sponge the damage. Oh
my god. All right, the SCVs do get in front there, very nice. Lifts up on the siege tanks, very nice as well, but the DPS output here is way
Here's insane. Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to snowball pretty quickly here. This is too much damage. Even getting some of the stray probes, trying to retreat. Gear called it very well. I mean, identified what was happening, said, well, I can't beat Zealots, but if it's only Zealots, all I need is my SCVs to be in front of them, and I'll kill the whole army off.
And the armor shred was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
I mean, he even rushed up to +1, which is, you know, he's like more than negating that. Really well done from Kira. Yeah, so it seems like herO's games so far today were like making a lot of gateway units and try to like kind of catch your opponent without enough.
Yeah.
And when they're playing like this, here's the thing, right? Like the Protoss splash is very scary, and to go into that late game, like a lot of Terrans have a hard time playing against Disruptor, Colossus, Psystorm, and whatever combination of those. But when it's an army like this, it can be very powerful, but you absolutely can outscale it. Like that ball of bio, if there's no splash damage, man, it's just... The Protoss army is not supposed to be able to beat that if you get the proper intel and make the proper decision.
And even though we're seeing this tug of war here in the middle of the map, the worker count has been so greatly diminished here for herO that it's tough, man.
Yeah, no, he's a zombie that hasn't turned yet, basically. He's been bit, and we know how this ends for him, but...
But at the same time, I mean, all those SCVs lost. He's coming up. Oh, man. A third one could connect. I
mean, it's just this army doesn't get better. You know?
Yeah, well, it's certainly not going to be better attacking into the Terran's depots either.
Well, you're going to sit behind the wall. And here's what I want to see from herO, okay? If he actually is going to come back and win this, and the thing is, I mean, I see that he has more probes and all that. Yeah, he has 3 bases, but the technicality of his army is so poor compared to this army over here, right? Like, if we had medevac energy, you could move right now, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I think you need to try to rush up into some sort of splash.
What about Boys 2?
Pull the boys once again?
Yeah, the sequel.
Re-rally the boys.
Re-rally them.
This is Rudy 2.
What about the boys 3D?
Well, this must be COVID times because there's less boys this time in the theater.
That's right. This one maybe not as much of a box office hit as the first.
Well, there's
a lot of Archons, but you can target that.
That's a nice flank coming up. The force fields as well as herO. Yeah, I guess herO's actually just gonna.
He's gonna get melted here.
Yeah. The overcharge did a lot up there in the front. My God.
Well, we're kind of back to the same position as before, only now it's 54 workers for herO and 15 SCV. So I feel like over time we've seen Cure kind of all in too many times, where I think as long as herO doesn't die, he's okay. And that's why herO's microing his heart out right now. I mean, 14 workers left plus mules. You could still kind of fund this, but I don't know, man.
Well, he's trying to micro here. Like, if concussive shells worked on Archons, maybe he'd be able to whittle this down. But yeah, his worker count is so low. He still has, like, technically a better army, but no energy really left on these medevacs. Having a hard time actually picking off the Archons.
GG, Cure taps out.
Wow. Well,
herO hangs on. Impressive.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I thought that Cure was doing better that game for a while, but unable to quite hit that critical mass he needed to break through, I guess.
Well, herO's a god of micro, and also, you know, maybe 2 Archons is all you need with a couple Zealots taking hits for the team to kind of hang on. And I mean, the reality is some probes are killed, but not as many as the SCVs that were pulled, right? And so the longer the game goes on, the better shape herO's going to be in.
He's able to constantly replenish that army.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit too quick with the boys full.
Maybe not enough boys.
Possibly not enough boys as well. That could be.
Why not all the boys? Just saying, man. RagnaroK versus Bunny's coming up next, guys. Stick around.